Buzz's Retirement Garage. The November update is in for our experiment on using Social Security only to cover our budget items. How did the experiment go? Well, we're going to talk about that in the next few minutes or so, usually or so. If you don't know me, my name is Buzz, and we do this every month, usually at the end of the month. Starting last December in 2023 and now November of 2024, the budget has been completed. So we have 12 months of data to see if it makes sense and if it's doable to retire on our two Social Security incomes. Does it make sense? Now, I'll tell you this right from the beginning for you people that have to fast forward or whatever, at least catch this part of it, okay? I do not recommend trying to retire on Social Security only. Me and Mrs. Buzz are fortunate because we have a decent, between the two of us, we have a decent amount, $37.83 a month. Not everybody has that. Not everybody is married and has double incomes. So if you're single, obviously it's a lot tougher. You have to have pensions or some type of savings to help you get through our end of life, so to speak. So I have to put the asterisk on there that you have to have some type of savings. So let's run through the numbers real quick so you can see where we're at. So our house taxes, that's our property taxes, $450 a year. $450 a month. And in 2025, we'll be eligible for the Homestead Act, which will take $25,000 off of the value of our home. So that'll reduce it a little bit. But they just did an evaluation. I think they call it the 6-year evaluation. It seems like it's done every year. And it raised our home value $50,000. So let's see how that pans out. But $450 is what it is right now. Now the column for November is in the middle. I know you people with OCD don't like that, and I've gotten a couple comments about that. But this is Buzz's show, and Buzz is going to do it his way because it's easier for me. So November's in the middle. That's the column you want to concentrate on, okay? House insurance has gone up. It's $68 a month now. The water was only $26, and it should hold that way for the next 5-6 months. Electricity, or natural gas, I should say, is $70. We're not on any type of budgets. We just shop in Ohio. We can shop for our rates. So right now I'm on a variable, but I will probably change that at some time. But $70 for that. Electricity, $85. Our universal life insurance, I have $200,000 on me. She has $100,000. Big bone of contention with people, but let me tell you, and I'm just going to leave it at that. At this, since this is the last video, probably on this budget, I sleep good at night knowing that she gets $200,000 if I pass away. Because when I pass away, her 1260 disappears. She takes my 2523. And yeah, her expenses will be down a little bit, but look, I sleep good knowing that she's going to have $200,000 to pad the rest of her life, okay? So if it costs me $160 for mine and $40 for hers, which I think is a good deal, I'm willing to spend that money before I'm willing to eat. How's that? All right, anyway, Medicare, auto insurance, we're at $56. We were at $50. It went up last month, $56 a month. We only have one car. So that's where we're at. My daughter just got off of our plan, and she went with Geico. We have State Farm. So we're going to see what happens in 2025 regarding the auto insurance, but I know that's a big problem in a lot of places too. Home and car maintenance, that's a new item I put in. We did the $280 right here. Seems kind of high, but that should be right there. $280. And that was because my furnace, I had to get the new brain for my furnace. And the guy came out and his labor and the brain for the furnace cost me $280. So as far as car maintenance and home maintenance, we did very, very well this year. We didn't have anything major. I didn't have anything major done to the car. I didn't have to do brakes. I didn't have to put new tires on. The furnace, $280. The air conditioner is fine. Washer, dryer, refrigerator, all that stuff worked well for this year. Will it work well every year? No. So you got to be mindful of that and keep a little bit of, make sure you have some stash for those events that are going to happen. Eventually these things are going to peter out and they got to get replaced. So Medicare, she's on Medicare at $175. She's got Plan N, which I took as well. I start my Medicare in January, so next month, which I'm looking forward to, finally getting off the ACA. I will turn 65 in January. Say happy birthday, Buzz. Medicare Plan N, $89. They just lowered hers because I went on. Hers is now $80, so they're saving her $9 a month, which I thought was pretty good. Mine's 91 and a half, I think it is for mine. The ACA gap plan, her dental is 46. We haven't decided what we're going to do with that because that went up to 49 for 2025. Now she's going to get a better, in year 2 she gets a better deal, but I'm not sure it's something we want to keep or not because the cap is like $1,200, so we're going to spend $600 to get $1,200. I'm just not sure it's a good thing, but we'll see. That's one thing in 2025 I have to look at really close. We have to decide what we're going to do. My ACA gap plan has dental and vision in it, which is $37. So I have to decide whether I want to keep that as well too. So cable and internet, really sore subject. We all know about this. If you're a longtime viewer, you already know we've rehashed this so many times. Mrs. Buzz always wins out. I tried to get her to mud wrestle. She wouldn't mud wrestle, so I'm not sure what to do. Right now, she's going to win the battle. So we're at 183. We did go to T-Mobile for our internet, which is $41.40 with taxes included. And we went with the UMA for $641. UMA's free, but the state federal this tax is $641. So 183 total. And now they want to jack it up another $15, I think, for 2025. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I can convince her to go to YouTube TV. That's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to do. Our 2 cell phones, that plan hasn't changed. The T-Mobile plan, over 55, magenta. $64 for 2 phones, 2 lines, everything included. Tax, title, license, $64. Gas for cars, only $24 this month. We didn't drive that many places in November. Restaurants, we were at $215, a little higher than October, a little less than September. So a couple $100 for restaurants. And that's the pizza place, Jersey Mike's, and we had a couple other things, small things, but it adds up. I mean, that stuff adds up. The vet bills, no vet bills, groceries, and I promised myself for November it would be $650. I broke that promise. I just don't get it. I can't handle it. I can't figure it out. I think that's just the way our life's going to be. $962. That's the way it is. If I stay around $900, I think I'm going to be happy, and that's just the way it's going to be. We're not eating fancy, but we are eating probably more processed stuff, more packaged stuff than we should. So hopefully this winter we'll be able to. And Mrs. Buzz is making more things now. Now that summer is gone and turning on the oven makes more sense. So let's see how things go in the next few months, at least through the winter. I think we can do a lot better job of making more things from scratch, and hopefully we can reduce our bill. But I say that every month. Paper products, $20. Home products 23. Soap products, I should say. Home products 231. I bought some Christmas lights, some strings for the lights, some odds and ends from Home Depot. So 231. Pet products 180, which includes my bird seed, cat food, litter, and everything else. So that looks like, 200 bucks, 150 to 200 bucks is going to be an every month occurrence until the animals pass. Then I'll get my dog. Haircut, no haircut. I'm about due, but I've been trimming off a little bit of my own. So, entertainment. Now, this one's a strange one. I got a negative 917. So, as some of the people who watch my live show on Saturday nights know that I won a little bit of money on an online casino. First time I've ever visited it, and they actually did pay me. So I got some money. I offset it with some spending and some other things. So at the end of the day, it was a $917 in my favor. So that was a good month there. Is that going to happen every month? No, because I'm not going to play this online casino very often. It's like the MGM app. They give you 50 bucks to try it out. And then after I did that, I won 50 bucks. So I decided to cancel the app, and that was like over a year ago. And I've never got that app and bet on that ever again. Probably the same thing's going to be true with this. Take the money and run. I think that's the phrase, right? So, doctor visits. I'm sorry, glasses. I bought 2 pairs of glasses the other month at $189 in September from Costco. My driving glasses, sunglasses, and a pair of other glasses. I didn't like the other glasses. They were Shaq O'Neal. They were heavy. I just didn't like them. So I bought what I used to have, and I got these from Zenni. Since I already had the prescription, I got them from Zenni, $77. So to me, that's the best place to buy glasses. If you have your prescription and you kind of know what you want, like you have a pair that you already have that you like, you can just measure the frames, measure the eyepiece, measure everything, and then just look online and you'll find it. You'll find something you like. $55 for doctor visits, medicines, vitamins. I do have an outstanding bill for my CT scan, which is going to be $700. So I'm going to have to eventually pay that. Probably, they're telling me I can pay $120 a month, so I may do that interest-free. It makes more sense to me just to pay the $120 a month, but I still want to try to get it reduced. Well, it's a long story, but I want to try to get that reduced. So, Amazon, Christmas, and some charity, $2,000. That's what did us in for this month. $2,000. So, and then $14 for miscellaneous. That's for my water runoff on the roof. I have to pay. And then we have a subscription to HP for the ink cartridges. We pay like $5-something a month, and they send you the ink cartridges whenever they sense that your printer is low. It works out for us rather than buying them off the Costco or Sam's Club or somewhere else. We don't screw around with the off-brand cartridges. We've learned our lesson not to screw with those. We've just gotten too many poor quality ink cartridges from other vendors. So we try to stick with the OEM, the HP OEMs. So where are we at? Let's bring this down a little bit. Bring it all the way down. How about that? Oh, let's go out. And we'll just drop it down like this. So as you can see, we take in $37.83. We spent $49.17, which could have been worse. This $917 could have easily have been $1,100 the opposite way, right? So that could have easily been $2,200 in the hole. But since we got lucky with that, we're at minus $11.34 for the month. which takes our 12-month average to minus $74.83 per month, and our 12-month total of minus $892. Now, Miss Vicky is probably going to check me on all this because she's been keeping a spreadsheet that we've sent out to a lot of people. She's done very well with helping us out with the spreadsheet, and we appreciate that, Miss Vicky. So I guess in summary, I've already talked about that you really need to have savings. I can't emphasize that enough. This $892, which I said could have been worse. I mean, I could have been down a couple thousand. That's not including replacing anything, okay? The refrigerator, the stove, the freezer, the washing machine, dryer, all of your products like that, which, you know, it's $1,000 to $2,000 anytime you go out to shop for something, right? In a big ticket item like that. We did get our roof done. I'm not worried about that. But car, you know, if you get tires, you're spending at least $800, if not more, depending on, you know, what size your tires are. But figure at least $800. So there's a lot of things that could happen, and that's not including trips. If you know, you take a trip, you take a cruise, or you take a nice vacation. I mean, just book $5,000. You know, just book $5,000. So, you know, let's call this $1,000 12-month total. Let's call it 1,000. Now, my interest on my savings covers that 1,000. But if you don't have savings, you know, and you get these big ticket items, that's going to be a problem. So, I'm glad we did this. I'm glad I'm able to see where I need to continue to work to reduce costs. You know, the food, even the pet products, entertainment. There's things here that I think the cable, there's things here that I can work on. So you need to get a budget. You need to really understand, especially 10 years before retirement. You need to go through this process and see where you're at. You know, at 45 years old, 50 years old, you need to be working on this. In my opinion, you need to be working on this, understanding all your costs. I'm debt-free. Luckily, we are debt-free here. House is paid off, cars paid off. We're very fortunate in that regard. We take advantage of all the credit card deals. If you know, we buy something off the credit card, I use a Costco credit card. It's 4%, 3, 2, and 1. You know what I'm talking about. And they've given me back like $400, $450, $500 a year easily from purchases, and we pay it off in 30 days. So we have the budget to do that. So I guess I will always continue, at least while I'm able, I'll continue to work. Now, when I say work, I consider YouTube a part-time job. And later this month or the beginning of January, I'm going to lay out how much I've made in 2024 when I got monetized in January. So I got my first payment, I should say I got my first payment in January, and we'll do a 12-month, I'll show you exactly what I made in 12 months, and what were my best months, my worst months, and I think I'll continue to do YouTube. If that falls through for some reason, you guys get tired of watching me, or I get tired of doing the videos and answering the comments, which I don't think I will, because you guys are absolutely fantastic. But if I do, then I'm probably going to work part-time job. I have money, but I don't have a big stack of money. So as long as I can work, I want to try to bring in income until maybe, you know, if I can do another 5 years of bringing in some kind of income, that would be great. And then maybe after that I can relax a little bit. So, and doing the YouTube isn't too bad. I get to do it from the comfort of my garage. So that might be just something I'm going to stick with. But like I said, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to probably end up at Home Depot or somewhere where they'll take an old guy like me and just work some part-time work and see what happens. So, in summary, we're about down to almost $1,000 for the year. Not bad. But again, no major issues, which is not going to be that way every year. We're going to end up with major issues, so you got to be aware of that and make sure you put that into your budget analysis. And that's where we're at. So thank you for watching the entire series every month. And if you haven't seen me before, please subscribe. And we'll come up with some more videos and some more interesting retirement things. Well, at least interesting to me. Anyway, take care. Have a great Christmas. Buzz's Retirement Garage. Take care.